The Harvest.
Hello and welcome to The Harvest, your roundup of the latest African news. France's Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot arrived in Algiers this Sunday at the invitation of his Algerian counterpart Ahmed Attaf. The visit signals a warming of ties after an 8-month diplomatic freeze. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Independent National Electoral Commission has released its roadmap for the 2025-2029 electoral cycle. The next presidential election is set for December 16, 2025. Electoral materials will begin being inventoried this April, followed by a pilot voter registration campaign in September. The electoral law on seat distribution is expected in April 2027, with candidate submissions taking place from July to November 2028. And still in the DRC, direct talks have been placed between have taken place between the government and the M23 rebels in Doha, Qatar, ever since renewed fighting in the eastern region. Negotiations will continue next week, raising hopes for the escalation. The African Union has proposed Togolese President Faure Gnassingbé as a new mediator between Kinshasa and Kigali. The recommendation was made during an EU Bureau meeting chaired by Angolan President João Lourenço. And back to Algeria, where national carrier Air Algérie has launched a new route connecting Algiers to Abuja via Douala starting this Sunday. This moves or aims to boost regional air links and strengthen African cooperation. And now in Tunisia, where downtown Tunis was closed to traffic on April 5 and 6 for the second edition of 2 Days Without Cars, an event aimed at promoting environmental awareness in urban spaces. Togo raised 121.5 billion CFA francs in public securities in the first quarter of 2025, with an additional 75 billion expected by June, according to the UMOA Titre agency. And also in Lomé, the capital hosts the first edition of Space Forum Africa from April 7 to 9. The event spearheaded by Togolese initiative African Geospace and TRL Space focuses on space cooperation and innovation across the continent. And in cultural news, Malian musician Amadou Bakayoko, one half of the legendary duo Amadou and Mariam, passed away Friday in Bamako at the age of 70. The Malian government has paid tribute to a musical icon who helped shape African and world music. And now your sports update, we'll start with volleyball, where the group stage of the African Women's Club Championship concludes today. Tunisia's Club Carthage aims to join Egypt's Zamalek and Al Ahly, along with Kenya's Pipeline and Equity Bank, in the quarterfinals by defeating Cameroon's Mayukan. Other key matchups include Rwanda's Army versus Nigeria's Customs, Nigeria's Chief Naval versus Kenya Prisons, and Rwanda's Police versus Cameroon's Leto. And in football, Burkina Faso faces South Africa in a top clash of Group B at the U17 African Cup of Nations, battling for group leadership. And in Group A, Uganda takes on Zambia, Cameroon plays Egypt, and Tanzania meets Morocco. In athletics, Kenya's Olympic star Emmanuel Wanyuyi won the 1,500 meters at the Kingston Grand Slam. Ethiopia's Dairib Weltiji won the women's event. And in South Africa, Gerda Stein and Lesotho's Kwaralan Siutuali claimed victory at the Cape Town Marathon. In Spain, Kenyans Levi Kibet and Emi Jip-Kimyo won the Madrid Half Marathon. Meanwhile, Kenya's Leonard Langat and Ethiopia's Shore Demise triumphed at the We Run Milano Marathon in Italy. Thanks for tuning in The Harvest. See you next time for more updates.